Hi guys, welcome to M&E Made Simple. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. I'm so glad that you've joined me today after a very long time. I really appreciate for all the emails you've been sending me, including the emails checking up on me from some of my friends. I really appreciate that. So today I'm going to be talking about a very interesting topic which I've talked about before, but this one is going to be quite different because I'll be releasing a series of videos concerning how to develop a monitoring and evaluation framework. So for those of you who are here for the very first time, my name is Coach Alexander. I've been doing M&D for over 10 years now, okay? And I've become quite an expert at this. So please, if you have any questions, and if you want to enroll in the coaching program, please write to me on coachalexander23@yahoo.com. I'll be more than happy to help you achieve your goals. Okay, so the outline for this presentation is as follows. What is M&E? Why is it important? What is the monitoring and evaluation framework and why is it important? How is it developed? So I'm going to talk about these things, and like I said, I've talked about these things before in my past videos, but I'm going to take a different approach in this particular presentation and the coming presentations that I'll release in future. Okay, so what is monitoring and evaluation? Now, monitoring and evaluation, I won't use a technical way to explain it, but I just want to talk about this picture in front of me. So in everything that we do in life, we usually have plans. We plan that we're going to do something in the coming years, and we always think that things will happen perfectly. Things will go according to plan. So that is what our expectation is. But in reality, that's not what happens. And as you can see, you have this man. His expectation is that he'll ride his bicycle without facing any problems at all under the beautiful sunshine and the clear blue sky. But that is not what happens in reality, guys. In reality, you have to go through a number of challenges. You have to go through bad weather, spears, a shark there. So you see, guys, that's what happens in the real world. Now, why have I talked about this? The issue is that when we plan our projects, we have set targets and we think we're going to achieve those targets easily. But the reality is that in most cases and in many of these projects, the targets are not met according to plan. If you meet your target, you had to go to meet that target through a lot of challenges. So this is what monitoring and evaluation does essentially. It tries to ensure that even when you are going through these obstacles, you are still able to achieve your results. And this is what M&D is really about. It ensures that you achieve your targets even despite the challenges you must achieve. And the reason why this is possible is because of the way monitoring and evaluation is designed. You have stages of monitoring the project, and then when you see that your targets are not being met, you ask yourself why, and you take corrective action. But remember, it's not always about failure. M&D also looks at your successes. So when you succeed, you also learn from your successes and ask yourself, how can we sustain these successes and how can we replicate them into other projects? So why is M&D important? M&D is a powerful tool for understanding whether we are making progress, especially in relation to our objectives. So essentially, your role is to ensure that the project succeeds. But you cannot succeed automatically. You need to do some learning, and unfortunately, you make mistakes. I mean, that is how it is even in our personal lives. For us to learn something, sometimes we need to make mistakes to improve. So it is that learning process that helps you achieve the objectives. Now, what is the monitoring and evaluation framework? The monitoring and evaluation framework is what you see in front of you. It's actually a matrix. You can get this picture from a website called www.toolsfordevelopment.org. It's a very good website, I must admit, and templates that you can use for free. Now, this framework, as you see in front of you, clearly depicts what monitoring and evaluation should be in your institutions. So it clearly outlines the indicators that you'll be measuring, how often you'll be collecting them, where will you be finding this information, okay, who is responsible for this data, where do you go to for this data. It explains all that. It goes further to explain what the indicator is in the first place. You know, there has been this challenge sometimes when we are measuring progress, we tend not to measure the indicator correctly because we don't know what it is sometimes. So this cures all that. The definition is meant to explain what each of these indicators are, so that when you're doing your data collection, you know for a certainty that what you're collecting is the correct thing. The M&E framework shows the baseline. It also shows the target. So these two components are there so that as you are doing your monitoring, you are constantly checking whether you have surpassed your baseline and you are moving towards the target. So this is quite a beautiful thing. It must be developed for all organizations. I must emphasize this. It must be developed for all organizations with projects, because I've noted that some organizations struggle when they don't have this available. So why is it important, guys? The M&E framework operationalizes your system. That's why it's important. It brings your M&E system to life. So because it has been structured in such a way that there are clear guidelines, clear roles and responsibilities, clear timelines, and frequency. Because of all those provisions, it becomes so much easier to do this M&E. Unlike if you have a team of M&E professionals, but they don't really know what to do. They don't know what to measure. They don't know how often this should be measured. It becomes challenging even if you have a strong team of professionals in your organization. So it's important to have this in place. Now, how is it developed? It is simply developed by manipulating the the logical framework matrix. Now, this is where I want to explain to you viewers that in the coming weeks, or it could be even just a few days from now, I'm going to show you how the M&E matrix is actually developed using the log frame. I'm going to show you practically. So in the past videos, if you noticed me not doing that, this time around, I'm going to take a different approach and show you actually how this is done. So please make sure you are checking up on the YouTube channel just to see if I have updated anything. I want to thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. So in case you want to write to me, please feel free to write to me at coachalexander23@yahoo.com. Until we meet again, see you on the other